Welcome to part 5 of the Shantae commentary. Now we have gotten the upgrades we needed for the monkey. We got the monkey claw, which allows us to do a monkey swipe in our monkey form. Monkey, monkey, monkey. Now we're heading to the east of Watertown, which is this really desolate looking area. A lot of rain. And we got some Grim Reaper enemies. I believe this is where they are at anyway. Yeah, there they are.
Yep.
You're not stealing my armor this time, asshole.
Well, we obviously have to have the highest level armor because it's covering almost none of Shantae's body. That's what video games have taught me before, right?
The less, the stronger.
Yeah. Have you looked at the WoW armor for female characters?
Female characters.
Unless you're playing Dragon Age, in which case the only difference between male and female armor is that sometimes the female armor doesn't have the texture because they were lazy about it.
Do you get the monkey bullet attack in this one?
No.
Okay,
that's the next game.
Yeah, because in Risky's Revenge you can sort of zoom horizontally as the monkey. I don't think it does any damage, but it's helpful for platforming, especially.
Oh, is it like a speed booster or something?
Well, no, it just like you kind of like when you're lashing onto
You cling
stuff,
to the wall. You can hold the opposite direction and jump off it completely horizontally.
It helps with a lot of platforming stuff.
That is a horrible environmental transition.
I can see clearly now the rain has gone.
So has all the purple in the ground. Ah! Giant
So
snail.
So we're just going to ignore the giant snails.
Yes. The giant snails, despite their size, are actually pretty
that was
harmless.
Slicers.
Yeah, well, yeah, in a sense. The snails are harmless in a sense. They have a bite attack, but it has a lot of wind up, and they can't move. And during the night, they're gone completely. They retract back into their shells for the night.
Oh, but never mind the giant snails. There were slicers back there.
Yeah, but that's not our slicers. Not the slicer I know. Poster.
There's no blindsiding going on there. Well, I guess
No.
there could be, considering how tight the camera can be at points, but
Yeah, very true.
they don't knock you down at bottomless pits.
Is the giant snail head bopping?
Yeah, they really love Jake Kaufman's soundtrack, and you should too, because it's great.
Alright, another thing that you can headbutt with the elephant.
Well, the block was definitely more obvious than the stump at the very least.
Better than the stump. I still think not as obvious.
It looked like it was just part of the environment.
Well, I guess it would be. I don't know. Whenever I see a block like that, I assume that it's just gonna block part of the. Okay, that was a stretch even for me. I'm sorry. I apologize. That one was legitimately awful.
Oh, it only took you this long.
Hey, I have.
Yeah, by the way, that stuff is deadly that I'm bouncing off. I'm using another float muffin. Because fuck it, I don't feel like platforming.
How long does the float muffin last, generally?
I think it about as long as the vanishing cream. And I think you'll know you'll run out as soon as you stop once you start blinking.
Oh, so you blink.
I believe you blink.
Okay.
Right before it runs out, so you have a visual tell when to
The float muffin's bouncing up and down in the bottom left. Is it always do that, or is it just Oh wait, it must always do that because the vanishing cream's spinning around.
Yeah,
there,
every
so-
sub weapon has a little animation for it.
Because I think it would be a good tell if it did the animation while it was active and didn't do the animation while it wasn't. Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. I can see that working. Now, I believe this is a shortcut to another area, which is why I'm not taking this area immediately. Or at least I can open up that part of it now. This is the, I was going to call it the Dark Forest, but that's Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Well, it's a forest, and it is dark.
Okay, so I'm going to call it the Dark Forest.
Why not the unlit woods?
That's a mouthful, man.
No, it's not. It's just one extra syllable.
The difficult to see cluster of trees.
The dimly lit nature preserve.
That is a mouthful.
That makes me laugh. Use your vanishing cream here. I don't know why I'm not. Oh yeah, I'm not using it because I want to save it for another dungeon. But
Well,
Yeah,
you've
these
only
are-
got 3 left, so.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I do have 302 gems, and I do have a warp back to the water town, but that means I would have to backtrack through all of this again.
Hey, was that a visual pun? The busts we just ran past back there in the graveyard start at the bust. Okay.
Well, isn't that why they're called busts?
No, busts are usually just statues of heads.
I'm pretty sure they're called busts because of what exactly they're modeled
Yeah,
after.
no, the busts usually are the you know the chest
bust.
area up.
The bust,
The chest
yeah.
area up, are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume we have to go into the area that's clearly labeled "Keep Out."
Yes.
Well, maybe I've never noticed that before because I've only seen them of like George Washington and stuff.
So this is our next destination, the zombie caravan, which does move. It won't always be after the dark forest. I don't.
Except for the first time,
Yeah, the first time I think it's always after the dark forest, but after plot important stuff, it moves. You know, it's a caravan after all.
Doesn't she ever get tired wiggling back and forth so quickly like
She's
that?
dead. She's a zombie.
Yeah, but she's still moving
She's
with
very
muscles
peppy.
and stuff. Wait.
Yeah,
what
Roddy Tops is an undead girl. She has information, but she's not going to give it to us unless we beat her in a race. If we lose, we offer our body to her to eat. If we win,
So what happens if you lose gameplay-wise?
Shantae
Game
falls.
over.
No, Shantae falls on her ass, and then you can just do it over again. You get unlimited tries,
Oh, okay. So,
but you have to win the race in order to proceed.
do you auto move or do you have to move? Oh, hold right. Because
you
it
have
looks
to
like
hold
you're
it right.
moving a little bit faster than normal, and you can.
You have to
slide.
hold it right.
No, I think you just have to. If you do have to hold right, I don't remember that, but I do know the most important things. You have to jump when there's blocks, and you have to hold down the slide to avoid the tree trunks. This is
Mega-Man-aiding it.
You pretty much have to do a no damage run for this to win, because if you get hit once, the knockback is pretty substantial.
Well, it looks like well, it's just on the bottom. You barely have a lead, but you can't see her anymore.
Yeah. Oh, was that tree always there?
Kind of reminds me of the Impossible game.
Well, at least she didn't throw a blue shell at you at the last second.
No, thank God. No item boxes at all, though, so that could be why.
Well, if it was Mario Kart Wii AI, it wouldn't really matter now, would it?
I guess not.
So what can you buy in the zombie town?
I think this is where we can start getting some real powerful shit, as in fireballs, which are pretty much just pike balls on steroids.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, there
Greed! Greed is good.
we go. Yeah, I'll have one greed, please. And make it snappy.
Oh, you can buy HMO5 too.
Flash. I believe that, no, I don't remember what Flash does.
It's a
greed
comic
is,
book, obviously.
no.
It works incredibly well against the male enemies.
There are male enemies in this game besides the scorpions.
I think that's
That's
it.
the joke.
You can use it on Bolo, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
they've got a zombie old guy. Huh.
Yeah.
A zombie old guy.
It's called greed in the menu, but they're called greedy jars. You activate it, enemies drop double the money.
Oh, it's a pot of greed.
Yeah. I never thought of it like that, actually. But that still doesn't. As dancing for money, I still think it's a better way of getting money. So, no point in really using it. I guess if you really don't want to dance at all. Flash or flash bolts. They're pretty much projectile attacks. I think it's pretty much like an upgraded version of the. What am I thinking of? No, they're the exact same thing. Okay, yeah, I used them earlier. It was that Hadouken attack, the triple arrowed Hadouken attack that I used that one shot that one enemy.
Okay.
That's what Flash is.
Right, got it.
Now, to me, I think like the best items to use though are the pike and fireballs. Fireballs now, especially since they cost more than the pike balls,
But they do more damage.
but they do more damage and they're faster.
The ghost enemies flicker, I assume, right?
They do, yeah.
Okay, because earlier you just sort of got hit by nothing, and I was wondering what was going on.
Heart attack.
Hello there.
Roddy Tops is gonna get us inside the dungeon, and she's using her own leg as a key.
Well, no wonder we beat her in the race.
No, I think it was running into that tree that did it. Roddytot doesn't like this leg anyway.
So now we have the Swamp Palace.
The Swamp Palace is one of the
Thankfully, with
longest...
far less annoying music than in Majora's Mask.
Well, it was shrills and shrieks in that one.
Yeah.
They only have one dungeon theme in this game, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of the soundtrack, I don't remember much of it besides the boss theme.
Well, the Burning Town theme at the beginning is, like, one of the most iconic Shantae pieces. Like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then there's I think, one of the day travel themes is remixed in later games, too.
Yeah.
Again, I like Risky's Revenge soundtrack a lot better because, it's just better instrument quality, but it's generally good stuff all around.
Yeah. One of my favorite tunes, actually, which only lasts for a few seconds, it's very short, but it leaves a really good impression on me, is the theme that plays when you rescue one of the genie girls that gives you a new transformation.
Do you seriously have to bounce the eyeball into the socket?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Is that as annoying as it looks here?
Not terribly.
It's not awful, but it does get annoying.
Yeah. This is only the beginning of it, though. It's going to get bigger and worse as we go along.
Fantastic.
Alright, so, this is one of the longest dungeons in the game. We're not actually going to be finishing this in one part. But one of its gimmicks is shadow. Enemies can't detect you when you're in the shadows. Namely, that shadow creature that I jumped over earlier. So, in the case, like, you're not going after heart containers like I have, like, you're still 3 hearts for whatever reason, then you need to utilize those shadows to avoid damage. Or you can just be me and use Vanishing Creams and run over everything. Or you can run into spikes.
Well, you're out of Vanishing Creams at the moment.
Run into spikes and explode like Mega Man.
Yeah, spikes are like bottomless pits, so don't run into them. Yeah, I don't understand why this game has a life counter.
Well, I don't understand why any game has a life counter now that arcades are dead, honestly, but I guess well, Metroidvanias with life counters were generally an oddity even at this time, weren't they?
Shantae is the only one I could think of that has a life counter.
Because this definitely came out after Symphony of the Night.
Yes, by 5 years.
Yeah,
No, but even Simon's Quest didn't. No, did Simon's Quest have a life counter? No, Simon's Quest didn't have a life. No, it did, but game overs didn't mean anything.
You lost all your hearts.
You lost all your hearts, but that's it. But you respawned in the exact same place.
Well, losing all your hearts was a pain in the ass, but...
True, yeah. So, Simon's Quest and Shantae. Yeah, that's all I can think about, because Metroid obviously doesn't have life counters, and everything post-Simon's Quest doesn't have life counters.
I think that they were trying to just make death less of a hindrance than in other Metroidvania-style games, because, like, in Metroid, if you die, you're sent right back to your last save point, and if you're in, like, especially a late-game area where they don't give you as many of those, you might have to redo quite a bit of progress. But, so, you give people a couple of lives so they can mess up a few times without getting too far behind. But then again, it's just, I liked what they did in Risky's Revenge better, where they just, if you fall into a pit or whatever, you just lose a heart, because you're not really ever going to lose a life due to enemy attacks, for the most part. Well, I mean, you might in, like, a harder boss fight, but that's all I can really think of, honestly.
I wouldn't mind it so much if you only lost, in the original game anyway, if you only lost a heart. You took damage and that's it, and that's fine. But the fact that it transitions you out and warps you back to the beginning of the room is what drives me nuts. Especially in a very long corridor, like the waterfall area from earlier in the playthrough, where you get past all of that, but if you fall into that water pit at the very tail end of that section, you're back at the beginning of that section, and that's just an enormous waste of time. Give credit, bonus points to, like, Guacamelee, actually, which I ended up really liking. Bottomless pits are in that game, but the only way you're penalized for that is that, you fall down and you work right back to where you fell off. No damage done.
Well, at that point, a part of me is wondering why not just make the pits, why put the pits in there to begin with?
Well, to encourage playing something.
Yeah, it's an obstacle.
Yeah.
They have pits in in like the Wild Arms games, but they don't actually hurt you. If you fall in, you start the room over again, and that's about it.
So it's your basic obstacle.
Yeah.
It's not like a twofer sort of thing. Ow.
Is there anything up in the... Oh, well, there's spikes, so we can't check at the moment.
No. Well, we are getting a new transformation here.
Is this the harpy or the spider?
This is the
spider.
Yeah, so I don't really know... Like, again, I never got this far in the original game, and in Risky's Revenge, you only have the monkey, the elephant, and I think the mermaid is new for that one, so... the spider and the harpy are completely new to me.
Yeah, mermaid transformation in Rescue Revenge?
Yeah, they have water sections, so you get the mermaid.
Even though she's perfectly capable of swimming?
Well, you can't, like, dive underwater. You can just sort of swim on the top of the water.
Oh,
If you
okay.
go underneath and look for stuff there, you need the mermaid. So,
Makes sense. Oh, that was so close to the eye socket, too.
Damn it! Oh, good thing it rolls. Ah!
Charging thunder.
I think I was angry.
You have to keep your eye on the ball.
Shut up, for God's sake, shut up.
You love it. You know you do.
Maybe. But there's a statue there of a woman. I think I get an understanding of what exactly I'm going to unlock once I finish this.
Well, you had it in there before, but you knocked it out like a dumb.
No, it has to be facing the right direction now.
Wait, it does?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Which it cycles through.
I don't remember which way it had to be. Which way was it? Yeah, now it's looking to the right. And now you have to make it look down and then left.
So how do you... Oh.
You just keep
just
doing it
cycles
until
through.
you get the idea. It's... I mean, there's only so much you can do. I mean, there's only one eyeball and there's only one slot. So I guess you'll get it done just from repeatedly doing it.
So get it to look at the statue.
Yeah, get it to ogle the female statue. Oh god, I just got that now.
And it opens its mouth like a dumbass.
Hey, even statues need to look at some fine booty every once in a while. And I apologize for saying the words fine booty. That was disgusting. Because that's just a really weird phrase for some reason. I don't know.
Unless you're talking pirates.
Yeah, and there is a pirate in this game.
Pirates are in this game too, but, yeah. Okay, never mind. You can look at treasure as much as you want. Treasure is shiny.
You make Gal proud.
Let it be known that Brain Scratch Comms endorses greed, not lust. Greed.
Only some of the 7 deadly sins are actually...
Ow.
I mean, greed has a lot more plot relevance than lust does.
Well, gold isn't going to get mad if you objectify it.
Well, I'm more making of an FMA reference, but sure.
Okay, yeah, that grammatical error is really bothering me. I wish I hadn't noticed it. I really wish I hadn't noticed it.
You're still on that.
Game designers, Microsoft Word is your friend, and it has little squiggly lines that tell you when you make these... No, actually, I think Microsoft Word might miss that one every once in a while. Never mind.
Yeah, it does. It misses it all the time.
Okay.
That's part of why it's so common. Then again, if you went through the college courses required to get this sort of job, you really should know the difference between the two itses.
In that case, proofread your shit. Is all I have to say about that.
You notice I broke that jar and I was standing to the very left of it trying to get a good positioning for the first strike. It's luck based if you get it on your first try, because on a test playthrough, I whipped the jar from the position, the exact same position I was the first time, and it went inside the slot, but it didn't that time.
Huh.
So I had to retry over and over again. So I guess just count your blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so the way the eyeball's looking is random.
It's irrelevant to that.
No, yeah, it's relevant in that one.
Yeah, definitely one of the longest dungeons in the game, because we're about the end of the part, but we still haven't even gotten our transformation yet. And then we got a new enemy here. It's just some sort of another
Demon
chick. But we got fireballs.
Why you yums balls?
So I assume that when you were charging randomly, that was the
That was the cuff.
Okay.
The cuff, yeah. I got my attacks confused earlier. The sash is the drill kick. The cuff is the charge attack. The tiara is the second tackle attack.
Charge attack.
Let me guess. This thing is flickering, right?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Really simple boss fight. You just gotta
Well, they're
attack
not even
the
playing
flickering
the
head.
boss music at this point. It's just
It's
the mini
playing.
boss.
It's playing different music.
Oh. Well, it's not like the dun 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 dun
Yeah.
that boss. It's not playing the main boss music. It's it sounds like a variation on the dungeon theme, honestly.
Yeah, very simple stuff. But we will reap the rewards next part after we take care of this demon chick. We'll ignore it.
Or just ignore
Yeah,
it.
whatever. Fuck it.